Hello, thanks for joining us on Universal Heritage Television Naija, your premier online television in Imo. Today I'm here again to bring you another special edition of our Daybreak Naija program. We have an NGO to talk to us about their activities and their programs. I want to introduce them. Ezinwa John Louis Ugwebu is the state coordinator of the Imo Forum. John Louis, you are welcome to our program.
Thank you, sir.
Next to him is Onoma Chukwudi, the coordinator of Onoma Welfare Foundation.
Thank you.
You are welcome. And on my right is Honorable Mrs. Uzoma Tilia, State Woman Leader of the Imo Forum. Madam, you are welcome.
Thank you very much.
I start with you, John Louis. Can you tell us what the Imo Forum is all about?
Okay, thank you. Actually, the Imo Forum is an NGO, and it was formed 3 years ago. And the Imo Forum, their major focal point or goal is to connect the voiceless, the vulnerable, the downtrodden to opportunities in our communities, in government, in industry, and in diaspora. Again, currently we are also helping government to uplift indigent people in several communities, and also to enterprise within their locations. And one of our objectives is to have a web-based platform where these people will connect themselves and then reach out to the Imo Forum through the web so that they can be identified and assisted in our programs. Then there is a program, the Imo Forum is running what we call a revolving fund. That is Employment Trust Fund that will be launched in 2027 with about 100 billion. These are things we are doing to make sure that people are being uplifted out of poverty. But still on the Imo Forum, we have partners in the Imo Forum.
I will come to that.
All right.
Yeah. You mentioned that you are helping the government to uplift the people. How are you doing that?
Okay. Currently, we are there are areas we identified, like in communities. In Imo State, we have 305 wards, and what we are doing is to use our leaders in the world to identify these people who need the resources. Like there was a time we shared 10,000 to people. It's not like the one maybe some time past they did about the trader money, no. So actually we use the community leaders there to identify these people and then make sure that it reaches those who actually need those money. Do you understand? And these monies are disbursed comprehensively without anybody altering anything. Thank you.
Thank you. I come to you, Onoma Chukwudi. Who are those behind the Imo Forum? Who are the promoters? Is it a private initiative, or is it a collection of people that have come together to set it up?
Okay. Good morning, my listeners. As he rightly pointed out, he made mention of Imo Forum being an NGO. So it's of course, an NGO is a body, whereby there's a lot of people who sponsor what the activities that happen in an NGO. And under the NGO, of course, he made mention of us having partners, where I position myself. I'm a coordinator of Onoma Welfare Foundation. And Onoma Welfare Foundation was set up as of 2014. since 2014, we've been able to uplift people. It was specifically set up for indigents of Uru East, and we've been able to lift at least some people out of poverty, as well as support them in terms of capital to start up their business, and as well as some stipends or condiments in terms of those who are poor, who doesn't have much to feed on. So far, we've been able to do about 1,000 people, families in Uru East. We're able to feed about 1,000 persons in the families in quotes in Uru East, and then give them stipends as well as condiments. Likewise, sponsorship of football in our community, sponsorship of football, and then we also have been able to identify about 5 unemployed youths in Uru East, and we're able to give them 100,000 naira capital for them to use and start up a business in a trade that they've learned in terms of skill acquisition. So we're able to support them with 100,000 each to start up a business. Okay, for now, I think I can stop there.
Yeah, if I get you right, you are talking about Onoma Foundation.
Yes.
Located in Uru
Which
East.
operates in partnership with IMO.
Okay, it's operating in partnership with IMO. The domicile in
Uru East, yes.
Because I wanted to observe a contradiction. If it's IMO Forum, then why are you focused on only Uru East? Okay, it's in partnership. Okay, madam, what is the spread of the IMO Forum? Does it have a global presence, or is it a nationwide thing, or localized only in the IMO state?
Thank you. To the listeners, actually the IMO Forum has spread in Imo State. Like in the 27 local government of Imo State, we have our coordinators there. Then, as my chairman rightly said, we are also in Abuja, likewise Lagos, and also making efforts to conquer other states in Nigeria. Then I still want to throw more light in that aspect of charity, where they are mentioning they have done this and this has been done. Actually, we have done much. You mentioned Uru East. Not only in Uru East that we have spread our tentacles. We also visited some places like Uhtv, where one of our members, in person of Joel Okere, built a house for an indigent woman. Then there in Owarenos, it's in Ngopa, to be precise, it's in Ngopa. Then we also went to Owarenos, where we also helped market women, in lifting their businesses. So we have spread very, very well. Thank you.
Okay, madam said we have spread. I come to you, chairman, state coordinator. When you were talking, you said you, at a point, you distributed 10,000 naira to wards in Imo State. Does that mean you have presence in 305 wards in Imo State?
Yes, we have. We not only that, we also have in the past given food items, condiments to people, and you understand. And these things they are recorded and captured even in our directories, you understand. So those things are things we did while we are working assiduously to make sure that we put in our efforts towards making sure that we lift out people from poverty. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And then when you also look at our slogan, which is voice of the voiceless, hand of the downtrodden, apostles of good governance. This is exactly where we now have a partnership with the Labour Party.
I'm coming to that.
All right.
I'm coming to that.
All right.
When you said you're helping government to uplift the people, I want to find out, is there any relationship with the government?
Yes, we have. In the inception of this current government in Imo State, let me use Imo State as a case study, the Senator Hope Uzodinma, the foundation, the NGO, started a program of capacity building. And then we started through the trainings, and we train people. We're able to identify people who actually need these funds. You understand? So we don't just go to a community and start looking for people who need money. You, through capacity building, through our media, the media group, they get people to come for trainings. After the training, then they submit what they call their proposals and business plans. So when we look at it, we identify areas of strength and weaknesses, and then we know where to come in.
Yeah, I have to ask you, what kind of training were you offering them?
So, like, we offer them vocational training and skill acquisition, like soap making. You see, during the COVID, we launched a serious campaign on hand wash, the hand wash materials. So people were trained on hand wash materials, and then they were able to develop on their own the proposals, and we were able to give them cash to start. Some of them are doing well today in the society.
So what has been the government contribution as a people that we are relating with?
Yes, if you look at the time the government came up with, they're going to train Imo youth on, they're going to give a fund, a pool of fund of 6 billion during that COVID, after the COVID. And then ours, we came in because the NGO has a relationship with the government through the national coordinator, Chief Ken Onoma. Do you understand? So we were also involved in that training of Imolite at the youth center, just beside Concord. Yes, so it was a live program that was coordinated across the state. And then people who merited it emerged. Even from our own Imo forum, people were given that opportunity to also connect to the government. Thank you.
Okay. Norma Chukudi. Now, would you be able to tell us, can you tell us about the structure of your organization, the Imo Forum? What I mean exactly is the various levels of leadership and how they are run.
You know, I think he will be in a better position to explain that. Why I say so is that I'm more of the normal foundation.
Yes.
I can talk more about that than the Imo.
Yeah, in terms of the structure of the organization, having talked about the national leadership of the Imo Forum, we have also strategic partners. We have the media, we have the state executive, we now have the local government executives. And these local government executives are picked across the wards. Do you understand? So now, if we say somebody is in Ahazumbi, say for instance, if you say you're from Obe, so there a ward in Obe there, somebody is identified from Imo Forum. That is the way it is. And there's no way we can have executive from the local government that is not spread across the wards. Because when somebody can just come up and tell you that and pick up his brothers and sisters and make them excuse. We don't do things like that. The national coordinator can be in the US and call somebody there, like what is happening presently now in Onimo, where we set up an office. I wasn't even aware the national coordinator called the ward leader. The local government coordinator submitted his name and said, "Are you so friend?" He said, "Yes." Go and look for office in your ward. We want to pay for the office. You understand? And that is how we now identify that in Onimo. And today they have an office, and it's in conjunction with the Labour Party.
Okay.
Yeah.
Madam, how do you identify somebody that is vulnerable?
Thank you very much. You see, before we start anything, we first of all move with our coordinator. Just as he rightly said, we have our coordinators in each of the local governments. Then what we do is, anytime we are visiting any local government, we'll communicate with our coordinator, and when we do that, then we'll go to the essay of that particular community we are going, they are the ones to pick the people that we want. And it won't stop there. When we get there, even if you like bring 1 million people, it's okay. But when we get there, we ourselves, the Imo Forum, that went for that mission, what we do is to move around within the people to know the actual people
who deserve your support.
Who deserve our support.
Okay, so you have your parameters to measure.
Yeah, to measure that. Yeah.
Yes. So we don't just give out things. We make sure we know the main people that need that items. Thank you.
Ezima, this your group, has it any political leaning, any political affiliation? Are you related to any?
Anyway, you know, there is a current narrative and the changing discussions within the political space, within the society. In every community, people are yearning for change of leadership across, from the federal level to the state to local to communities. And that today, the Imo Forum, having checked our slogan, our mission, especially on the areas of voice of the voiceless, hands of the downtrodden, and apostles of good governance, and this is where we have been preaching. And then the Labour Party came up. And then P2B came up. So we found out that the NGO has seen there is a co-election. And then we started stretching our hand to hands of friendship to the Labour Party, which they accepted. And as of today, I can rightly tell you that the Labour Party and the Imo Forum has a very good marriage going on now. And what we are doing is to work hand in hand to make sure that the across, especially in Imo State, the local government, where we have all our coordinators and ward leaders, they are in same train with the Labour Party. Everything the Labour Party is doing today to make sure that P2B becomes the president, that is all we represent now. And that union was made quite some time, few months ago. And the state chairman of the Labour Party is aware, even the A schools. And as of today, I can tell you, our presence in Njaba local government, the office there is the Imo Forum that is funding it. The office there at Oru is the Imo Forum that is funding it in partnership.
The office of the Labour Party?
Yes.
In this area?
It is donated by the Imo Forum. So the Labour Party is using the office together with them. Today, where the current the state chairman and then the treasurer of the Labour Party comes from, I think, Onimo local government. We have an office there. It has been set up a few days ago. So this is what we are doing. We identify areas where we are not meeting up and then come up with a good office where people can be having meetings. We provide chairs, table, so that things can be okay with them, because for some time now, maybe they have been renting. And you know how much it is renting that in those local areas. So this is what we are doing. And then we also bring in logistics in terms of maybe funding. Areas where maybe the party is, like now, we all know that there is no money, or Labour Party said that they don't give shishi. But it's not that money is not moving around. Money, because for people to come together, there must be something bringing them there. So we are also looking at that. These are what we are doing. Even our contacts, there is those in diaspora. That's why we say we are kind of global. Those in diaspora are putting pressure to make sure that they raise funds for for this election. And we are going to do that. And that is why we are strengthening our local government coordinators so that they will act in tandem with the Imo Forum and Labour Party agreement. Thank you.
Onoma, I want to find out from you. You don't know your group, the fear that the party may swallow your group and then the group will cease to exist. Now that you are working with the Labour Party, which is a bigger organization.
Okay, the truth is that we are working under Imo Forum. We are partnering with them. Imo Forum is a bigger organization. Of course, they direct whatever we do in terms of reaching out. Because what we do basically is to reach out. And I can also buttress, anyway, basically we have no fear because the Imo Forum is there for us. So there's no way the party will swallow. If not, that means everybody goes down with it.
Let me ask coordinator, would it be right to say the Imo Forum is subsumed under Labour Party or the welfare wing of the Labour Party? I don't know how to explain that because this marriage appears a bit unusual, an NGO and then promoting a political organization. So,
Please, can I say something before the...
Okay, feel free, madam. Feel free.
Good. Actually, what made us to move in, to partner or to marry with the Labour Party is the individual that is coming out as the president, which is a person of Uhtv. If not, we're supposed to be apart. But we want a situation where the country will be conducive for people to operate in. Like the people in diaspora, many of them want to come back here to settle. But due to what is happening in Nigeria, it's not possible for them. So actually, Uhtv is what made the NGO, which is the Imo Forum, to have that relationship with the Labour Party.
Okay.
What he's trying to say that the Imo Forum identify with the ideas of Uhtv and see something closer, that is similar to what they are, is their objective. Okay,
but then, you see, the Labour Party, they have this mama papa picking. So there are areas we look at, and there are areas of semblance within the Imo Forum and the Labour Party. So when you look at that mama papa picking, means that everybody must be carried along. Nobody is left out in the whole idea. You understand? And that is why we look at it and say, this is a good party for us to be with and measure up with. So currently, what we do is to a kind of fertilize ideas, cross-fertilize ideas in terms of promoting the party, in terms of reaching out, in terms of connecting the people to the party. Because that's basically on the grassroots. Do you understand? Because the main aim of all these yearnings, social media or out of social media, is to have grassroots mobilization. And that is exactly what we are doing.
Much as I agree that there is freedom of association, I don't know whether the law setting up your NGO allows you to do what you are doing in the political party.
Yes, because when you look at our slogan, which is voice of the voiceless, hand of the downtrodden, apostles of good governance. That apostles of good governance alone has settled the whole matter. So, and the fact that we have to preach what we believe, and we are sending it out to the people, and the people are buying into our ideas. And what we are saying in the Imo Forum, we have in the villages, people have our ID cards. That's to tell you the extent. If you're a member of the Imo Forum, you have an ID card. Do you understand? And we have our office as number 4 on here. Those at opposite the NNPC filling station here. That's opposite Arizona Hotels at Onitsha Road. That's where our office is. So it is something people can always reach to access to us. Thank you.
Madam, what challenges confront your group in delivering their objectives? What are the issues that you have to grapple with on day-to-day basis?
Actually, the challenges are numerous, but I have to mention but a few.
Yeah, the significant ones.
Yes, the significant ones. First, insecurity, the financial aspect of it. You know, because these people are really in need. It's when you have not gone out there, you don't know what people are passing through. When you go to the hospitals, like there was a time we went to a deaf and dumb center. Okay, we went to motherless babies. You will find out that these people need help, real help. So what is our hindrances? We do the financial aspect. The problem we're having here. I don't need to go too deep. Then
No, I don't get you. Don't hang it. What
the road.
Okay.
The roads.
Okay.
Do you understand me? The roads as well. So we are reaching out for people to come in and partner with us, to come in and help to reach those people that need that help. So that's
you asked about she said something on insecurity, and when you look at that and insecurity, actually those areas that have been identified, they have made our operation to be a kind of reduced, especially in the that is Ondo ASICs, and then we are now focusing in other areas where the insecurity is on the higher side. So that insecurity is one. And the issue of in rural communities, to access these rural communities is not an easy one due to issues of bad roads is there. And in the issue of also maybe funding, these are challenges. We know we cannot stress those who are in the diaspora much, because we know there that people are funding, but sometimes we have to make sure that the programs we have are well spelled out so that we don't overdo things. But what we do is to make sure that whatever things we are giving to indigents reaches to those who actually need it. Thank you.
Thank you. Norman, specifically, what number of persons have benefited from your program, whether as Onoma Foundation or the IMO Forum?
Okay, as for the Onoma Foundation, I'll be a little bit more specific about that, about the foundation.
Well, later can speak more about
that. So far in the Onoma Foundation, we'll be able to impact about five unemployed graduates, which I made mention we gave them about 100,000 each for them to start up a business after scale acquisition. Secondly, we've been able to impact to about 2,800 indigent market women in Oru East.
2,800?
Yeah.
All those things are verifiable. Because, in terms of sensitization, before I continue, it also is what we do is that we have foot soldiers down who work with us, whereby I also participate in the activities where we move into the markets, especially on the market days, like in Omoma, you have Uriomuma. We move into those market days and then identify those women who doesn't have much to sell on those days, because most times they can even source for funds to be able to meet up and then sell their product and use it to feed their families. So you see someone coming in with something like a fufu, 10 fufu on a market day. Of course, what we do is that we come in, we support them with about 10,000 naira capital, and then they now grow their business. So we've been able to do that, impact life to about 2,800 market women. Then thirdly is the sponsorship we've done for footballs. Of course, that one you can't quantify it because there are a lot of people in a team. So that's another thing we've been able to do. There are about 1,000 families has benefited from us when it comes to condiments and then financial support. Because what we do is that most times we partner with the religious bodies, where we meet them, tell them that we need people who are quite poor in the community, and that they should get their names, and we'll fix a date whereby they come, and then we'll be able to reach out to them from using them as the tool. So it's not like it does, you talked about parameters. So these are things we do to know that, okay, we are reaching out to the right people. When you use some religious bodies or maybe the traditional rulers and the rest of them, you'll be sure that, okay, you're impacting life. So in an area whereby politics sets in, now partnering with them is an easy thing, not because we are political in nature, but we can also use that means in terms of when we are reaching out, because we want things to be better for them. We want their life to change for good. So what we do is that we impact their life, telling them who to vote for so that things can get better in turn for them. So
okay, the graduates you provided financial support,
yes.
How do you monitor them? Are you in touch with them to ensure that they are actually spending the money for the purpose? Of
course, what we did was we made sure that the money provided was used for the right purpose, and then we follow up. In some terms, when you notice that one is not really meeting up, you can also come in, ask them one or two questions, and then you support. In terms of maybe if the person needs more training or more financial support, we assist them.
Madam,
in the terms of what is going on in terms of support and all that, the Imo Forum also have gotten about 10 buses. They also give it to people that needs.
What kind of buses?
This Imo getting bus, yes, bus Imo, you understand? So, and what they do, they remit money so that we'll be getting more to also get across to people.
Kind of, you buy buses, you loan it out to them on
higher purchase.
Higher purchase, yes. When they complete the money, the bus belongs to them.
And then you cannot use the proceeds to
buy another one and give
that's when I talked about revolving fund. So the revolving fund, we are picking it gradually. You understand? So the height point of it will be 2027. You understand? When we are looking at empowering graduates, because actually we started with all the understand, to help them to develop themselves. But then we are also going to look at mentoring, because it's not only giving people the money. We also call mentoring is what they call mentees, those who we are giving out. So if there is no mentor, will give you that space for you to also check what is happening. Like I remember really when the government, Goodluck Jonathan, gave to what they call the Youth Enterprise in Nigeria, UWIN, and a good number of persons benefited from that. There are people who are using such templates to move on, and that is exactly what we are looking at in that revolving fund, which is called Employment Trust Fund. So we are test running those scale acquisition things, giving people money for bus and all that. So just test run to see how these things will work out. So if we come fully on board, it will also help us to check certain things.
Okay, here we come to the end of the program. But before we sign out, Madam, what message do you have for Imo people from your Imo Forum?
Thank you very much. The message I have for them is very, very simple. The message I have for them is for them to sit up and to know that there are people that needs help. We have to be supportive, okay? And we also have a future plan of building permanent places where these vulnerable people, building this is in each local government, so that these people will put things there like food stuff, like clothes and money, then they will be able to access it very easily. Okay? So what I'm telling people, let them be supportive and help people out there. Thank you.
Chukwudi, what do you have to tell him about Nigerians?
Thank you. So far, from what she said, we were looking at probably opening a bank, a food bank in each local government where the poor of the poorest will be able to access food items for free. And then a clothes store where they can also access, maybe we get used clothes and then give to poor people. So in that note, I would say that life is precious and it's our collective effort to preserve it. Thank you.
Coordinator,
Yeah.
your word for our people.
I want to thank Imo Light for giving us also the opportunity to lead. And we promise that whatever thing
we stand for in the Imo Forum, we will make sure that the yearnings of the people will be well addressed. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you, people from Imo Forum. We appreciate your presence. Our guests, our viewers, we thank you for your participation. Remember to like our program on Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Then we draw the curtain. Thank you so much. Until tomorrow, we'll come your way again.